Good morning. We're glad you're with us on this Friday. We have a fun show coming up. We've got the Vikings World Order here talking about the home opener this weekend. Michelle is following some breaking news, but we first want to get you out to John with a check of your weather. John, heating up today.
It is heating up. I love that they're just blowing the horn out here in the backyard. They've been here since 4 a.m. They got here almost before, like I got into work and then they were here. I was like, this is crazy. So yeah, we're getting ready for the Vikes game Sunday night. It is warmer this morning, warming up here in the backyard. Why should you care about a 6-degree warm up? Well, it keeps you fog free. And here's why. Winds are the inverse to fog. You can't have both. Winds at 10 miles per hour will keep you fog free. It also gets your temperature higher. And you can see visibility this morning as you're waking up. Looks totally fine unless you're going to Duluth. But again, it's Duluth. They're always foggy. Temperatures this morning, 66 and more at 63 here in the Twin Cities. We're looking at some rain here trying to come into Bemidji, and it's actually a pretty strong thunderstorm just near Thief River Falls. So we'll keep an eye on this activity. And I had to add a small chance for rain in the metro this afternoon, so we'll map that out in your forecast. Cece, good morning.
Good morning. Let's go north of 694. Good morning if you're waking up in Chisago City. Highway 8, we're seeing that it's pretty quiet in that area. A few folks out and about, though. Once you hit the Forest Lake split, things are really quiet. I know earlier in the week we saw a lot of crashes in that area, but quiet now. Heading into the cities, the 694, 494 loop looks really great. Not seeing any crashes, only saw a stalled vehicle this morning, and that cleared pretty quickly. I do have a couple of weekend projects that I want to talk to you about, so stick around if you drive in the Rogers, Maple Grove area or in Coon Rapids. Lauren.
We'll check back, Cece. Thank you. Well, breaking this morning, brand new details in the urgent manhunt for the activist Charlie Kirk's killer, now entering day 3. Michelle Beck's at the live desk with brand new surveillance video of the suspect. Michelle.
Well, hey there. I got this video in my inbox around 9:30 last night, and this is from Utah State authorities. Let me press play and play some of the key moments for you. You see a person right here in dark clothing, and what he's about to do, let me scrub a little forward so you can see. He is going to be dropping, there it is, from the building, and then he runs off. Officials say this man had just shot Charlie Kirk and is escaping. So here are some close-ups of this person of interest. The FBI now presenting a $100,000 reward for information leading to who this man is and his arrest. Federal investigators say he left his gun, that's a high-powered bolt-action rifle, in a wooded area near Utah Valley University. 2 days ago, authorities say he fired one shot that killed the conservative political activist. Charlie Kirk's casket is now in Arizona, where he had a home. President Trump said he expects Kirk's funeral to be next weekend.
The FBI has brought every resource to bear, and we will continue to do so throughout the course of this investigation.
We are investing everything we have into this, and we will catch this individual.
Investigators say the shooter appears to be college age and also that he blended in on campus. And when I scrub to the very end, you'll see what they mean when they say the words blended in. Here is the person believed to be the shooter right here. He's just walking away. Remember, he was running, but now at this point, he's just walking away to campus and wherever else he may be. Back to you.
Really tough to watch that video. Michelle, thank you. Well, this morning, some Minnesota young Republicans are expressing their concerns, especially those drawn to Kirk and his college campus debates. A number of them are worried about openly sharing their views and beliefs after the attack.
Charlie Kirk lived free speech to the point that he died doing it.
It's really made people kind of afraid to go out there and conduct activism out in public when there's a fear that we might get killed for it.
Now, Jacob says he's encouraging his fellow Republicans to not fight violence with more violence and for all Americans to remember it's okay to disagree. As you head home from work today, an urgent rally to defend U of M union workers will begin. The Twin Cities campus has been on strike since Tuesday night. It's causing a lot of tension. In the last 24 hours, a university spokesperson confirmed 12 people were cited and released after multiple warnings for interfering with public property. The U also alleges Teamsters told temporary workers they'd call ICE on them for crossing the picket line. Now, that is something the union denies, saying it defies logic because many on strike are immigrant workers, and says they're not trying to disrupt, but they do want to be heard.
We're not here to disrupt anything or damage anything or be disrespectful. We're just here because we want to be heard. And then, you know, we were told to, if they have a delivery for the hospital, let them in. So right away, they come out and talk to me, and then I let them in right away. So.
The U says they are committed to reaching a fair and equitable agreement. An attorney for the Teamsters filed an unfair labor practice for intimidation related to those citations, among other concerns. And we're learning the strike could impact the 40th annual Farm Aid concert. We'll have more on that coming up in 30 minutes. In a little over an hour, members of the Free Palestine Coalition will hold a rally at Minneapolis City Hall. They're demanding Mayor Frey cut the city's contract with an Israeli surveillance company, Zen City. The coalition plans to deliver more than 2,000 signed petitions to the mayor's doorstep. The rally starts at 7:30 this morning. And this morning, we are learning new details about accused political assassin Vance Belter. According to court documents, Belter's wife has filed for divorce. This comes nearly 2 months after he allegedly shot and killed Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, and wounded State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette. A judge approved an order to seal divorce files, so more details are not available. Developing right now, the owner of what was supposed to be the first pot shop in the state is suing the Albert Lea City Council. Jacob Schlichter filed a petition in district court after the council denied registration for his cannabis business, despite having a license from the state. In response, the city of Albert Lea argued the court doesn't have the power or authority to grant Schlichter's request. The city also asked for more time to properly explain the reason behind their decision. And meanwhile, north of the Twin Cities, a new agreement between the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe and the state of Minnesota now permits the tribe to sell outside of their reservation. That includes selling cannabis flowers wholesale. The band's regulatory agency can now issue up to 8 licenses outside of Ojibwe land, as long as they're in line with the state's regulations. Well, right now, the state's Public Utilities Commission wants to hear from you about Xcel Energy's proposed rate hikes. They're asking the state to raise rates 9.6% this year, then another 3.6% next year. That's roughly $490 million over the 2 years. Xcel says it needs to raise rates because of infrastructure improvements and higher returns for investors. They say it would raise a typical home's bill about $14 a month. The first of several hearings is Monday in Stillwater.